Nigerians are still excited about the polio-free status of the country. But Rotary Club says the excitement should come with some measure of caution. Even as stakeholders acknowledge the need to re-evaluate, re-strategize and reinvigorate COVID-19 response activities, even as Christmas draws nearer, Nigerians are already in the market in search of needed commodities and items to celebrate Christmas. What is the situation on prices of food? Our correspondent will take a look on that. Now, to the world of information technology. This year's Gulf Information Technology Exhibition GITEX, which held in Dubai, harped on harnessing indigenous innovations for national economic development. Our correspondent was there to cover it all, and we'll be talking to him for more insight on innovative ideas shared at the exhibition. Welcome to the Correspondent on the network service of the NTA. I am Tessie Omeri. Thanks for joining us. Now, that Nigerians are excited about the polio-free status of the country is not in doubt. The excitement should, however, come with measure of caution. That warning is the thrust of a campaign by Rotary Club in Abuja at the Ogun State capital during the 2020 Rotary year.
For the one-day official visit to Rotary of Abuja Metropolitan District 9110 by the District Governor, Rotarian Bola Oyebade, the first port of call was the Baptist Girls College Idiaba in Abuja, where motivational talks were given to students on how to create a better future for themselves, and also official presentation of trophy to Miss Eriosho Buluwatife, the winner of the RC Abuja Metro Essay competition. As part of its commitment towards ensuring the convenience of patients, the DG with his team also visited the State Hospital Ijai, where bed spreads, toiletries and other medical items were presented to the medical director, Dr. Olukayode Oladendi.
On behalf of every member of staff of the State Hospital, and of course our patients, we want to say thank you so much for Rotary.
Leadership of the RC Abuja Metro also led the district governor to the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Abuja, with a donation of a power generating set to the upper premises of the station.
I want to congratulate you, Madam GM, and congratulate you also, Mr. President, for this particular donation.
The general manager, Fumi Wakama, who was very appreciative for the gesture, also called on other well-to-do groups and individuals to toe the path of Rotary Club for NTA Abuja to better serve the government and the people of the state.
They are one of the few who've been able to, see our modest achievement and have decided to partner with us. We're grateful to them.
Also, the Boston Correctional Facility was part of the places District Governor Train visited, where he had an impactful discussion with the children of the home and promised that Rotary International will continue to extend hands of fellowship to them. Since 1988, the incidence of polio has been reduced by more than 99%. According to WHO at the time, more than 350,000 children were paralyzed every year. The outstanding commitment and efforts that got Nigeria off the endemic list must continue with vigilance to protect these gains and ensure that polio does not return, and this is the reason Rotary Club International staged a campaign all through major areas of Abuja metropolis to reorientate the people on the need to not let the guards down in the struggle.
That polio has been picked out doesn't mean we should start demonizing them. We should start from our world. Let's continue to take them to the health centers so that they can take their immunization.
Rotary and Nigerian government has been working endlessly to end polio, and we have been certified polio-free nation. But this is just we just have to double the effort so that we will not go back to where we are coming from.
We've gone around the metropolis, we've been to markets, we've talked to them. And with this, we hope that we will actually keep it at zero level and we will not record a case of poliomyelitis again in Nigeria.
For leaders of the humanitarian club, immunization and surveillance activities must continue to rapidly detect a potential reintroduction or emergence of the virus.
How we're going to maintain it at zero level is that every newly born child must be immunized with polio vaccine. Apart from that, all the children that have been born already should continue to take polio vaccine.
Initiated in 2012, Rotary Family Health Days program is a humanitarian community health outreach put in place by Rotary Club International to provide free healthcare services on disease prevention and treatment to the masses. In partnership with other health agencies, Rotary Club of Abeokuta Metro took this year's campaign to Omida Market to meet the health needs of market men and women as well as the public in Abeokuta, with tests conducted on blood pressure, sugar levels, malaria, HIV. The chairman Polio Plus and Health Project, Olatunji Ola Davies. The event is one of the measures by Rotary Club Abeokuta Metropolitan to give back to the society.
Basically, it is a medical outreach within community, free of charge, you understand, to just assess people's health.
Some of the beneficiaries of the program describe the health program worthwhile.
I can tell some people to come over and over to come and do the test.
Climaxing the district governor's visit was a get-together organized by the Metropolitan Club, where a series of issues bordering on the growth of the club as well as community was discussed.
I've seen Rotary being done in the perfect way. Part of the things we expect Rotary clubs to do to their communities are just exactly what the members of Rotary Club of Abeokuta have done.
We also want to assist in the provision of water.
The theme for Rotary 2020-2021 is Rotary Opens Opportunities.
And ahead of 2020 Christmas celebration, early shoppers are already in the market in search of needed items to make the festive season delightful. Uduak Etim reports that although there is fluctuation in some prices of food items in major markets in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State, traders and consumers want the country's agricultural sector to be strengthened for massive food production as well as low cost of transportation of goods.
A market survey conducted at the popular Kpanande market in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, revealed that prices of perishable items have increased and a fluctuation experienced in other items when compared to the prices few months back. A bag of onion sold at the rate of 90,000 naira has reduced to 76,000 naira, although there is an increase in the price of pepper and other food items. The price of fresh tomatoes has also reduced, but a bag of rice remains 33,000 naira and 12,000 naira for the local brand.
People are not buying like before. Like before, one person can come and buy like 10, 20 bags or 15. But now, and it's affecting us.
If we used to sell 2,500, 3,000, but now if you don't have 6,000, 7,500, don't come. You won't get better yam.
I need make the onions come down more than as in this.
Consumers say the economy has affected a lot of homes, as some of them can no longer purchase goods at the usual rate.
The price of things has really skyrocketed. Like as at last week, I came here to buy oil, and they said 3,000. Now when I came this week, suddenly they said it's 3,700. So it's something else. I believe that with time things will come to normal.
Food items are very, very high in the market. Something like stockfish, granite oil, tomato, fresh tomato, and a lot of things. Almost everything, they are very, very high. I don't really know whether we will celebrate Christmas this year.
They are, however, hopeful that the prices of food items will come down so that they can stock for Christmas. In Uyo, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
Thank you, Uduak. We hope the season will be delightful indeed. Moving on, although Nigerian startups were not able to pitch their innovative ideas in order to stand a chance of competing with their counterparts across the globe, at this year's Gulf Information Technology Exhibition GITEX, due to the coronavirus pandemic, their solutions were greeted with commendations. ICT correspondent Joseph Johnson reports that they were charged to utilize the knowledge and digital platform exposure gained in harnessing indigenous innovations for national economic development.
2020 has unarguably been a year of unprecedented times as a result of coronavirus pandemic. But despite the fact, the 40th anniversary of GITEX is the only major live in-person technology event of the year. From observations, there is strict compliance with COVID-19 safety protocols, to the teeth, many say, which has given participants a sense of confidence to be here and partake in several outlined activities. There's so much to discover. First off, let's start with Nigeria.
There are 10 Nigerian startups represented here. OK Ese is one of them. He tells me his innovation is all about clean energy, carbon credits and wood pellets.
It saves you cooking time and also saves you money. Now another good thing is that our stove self-generates electricity. So while you cook, you also have access to electricity.
His colleague Dari Odumade is rather into smarter and trackable products.
We help producers of pharmaceutical products and FMCG products protect their products from being counterfeited.
Their counterparts from across the globe also came not only in their numbers, but with some groundbreaking technologies ranging from AI, blockchain, 5G, cybersecurity, and many more. Have you ever seen a robot DJ before? Well, if you haven't, meet DJ Yomi. But to watch Yomi spin it, that you'd need to wait till it's party time. For lovers of virtual reality gaming though, these innovators are taking it to a whole new level. Even yours truly became a decimator of the bad guys in a world not far from reality.
Everything that happens within the headset happens in real time in the VR simulator. So basically, the game is completely synchronized with the machine.
Yeah, so it's a virtual reality experience. Oh, I must tell you, very, very exceptional and one of a kind. Right here in GITEX 2020.
In 2019, Nigeria came to GITEX with 10 startups and competed favorably. 2 of them reached semi-finals, while one of them, that's Chineke Guard, won Best Startup in the AI category with a cash prize of $10,000. 2020's edition was slightly different as pitching was frustrated by the coronavirus pandemic. Despite that, Nigeria's participation at GITEX Technology Week provided the much-needed boost to the startup ecosystem through in-person industry interaction and with the creation of new business opportunities. NTA was on ground to capture interactions and appraisals.
And I want to study all the tech startups growing up in Nigeria because I would like to invest there more.
Today I'm just go around to see some new technology in this GITEX. So I'm very surprised. I found this stand is very interesting.
GITEX 2020 has been amazing. It has given us, as startups, the opportunity to showcase our solutions. We need to be proactive. Secondly, in digitalization, you cannot avoid risk, but you can reduce the gravity and the significance of that risk.
Future is here. What we need to is to go back home and create it because it's already working here.
While the world awaits the next decade of emerging technologies from these creative minds, it is officially a wrap for GITEX 2020.
Goodbye. It's been an engaging technology week of reimagining the future. in the midst of a global pandemic, the biggest of its kind in the Middle East, North Africa and South Asia, where a lot of groundbreaking technologies have been discovered and transferred. And for Nigeria, the digital journey continues with the hope that it keeps getting better. From the World Trade Center, venue for GITEX 2020, Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
And our correspondent, Joseph Johnson, is with me in the studio to tell us more on GITEX 2020. Hello, Joseph. Welcome back home.
Yeah, thank you, Tessie.
And how was Dubai?
Great. Fantastic.
All right. You attended the 2020 GITEX. Can you tell us, how was it like?
Talking about the event?
Yeah, the experience.
Well, Gulf Information Technology Exhibition, that's GITEX, has always been a veritable platform where young innovators reimagine the future by coming up with crazy ideas, showcasing their talents, coming up with disruptive technology, which become what we now term as emerging technologies.
Okay.
Pitching their ideas across a cluster of exciting and, of course, healthy competitions. This year's event was actually the 40th anniversary of the show, and it was relatively a special edition because of the times we live in. I was talking about coronavirus pandemic, and I understand that Nigeria and some countries of the world are at the verge of experiencing the second wave of COVID-19. In fact, the PTF confirmed that Nigeria has entered into the second wave of COVID-19. So that ultimately, to a large extent, affected and influenced GITEX 2020 because it opened with a plethora of pre to post, COVID-19 technologies or solutions, if you like. So it's a spectacle of innovations.
Wow.
If you're there, if you walk into the World Trade Center, that's the feeling you get.
Okay. Talking about spectacle of events, 10 Nigerians, in your report, you said participated in the startups.
Yes.
What does this portend for Nigeria?
Well, that's a very good question, Tessie.
Okay.
You see, Nigerian startups, like I said in my report, couldn't pitch, in this year's edition of GITEX because of coronavirus pandemic, so they didn't slug it out with their counterparts.
Okay.
Even the minister, couldn't help but express a little bit of surprise, to the fact that the event, showed that many countries of the world did not go to sleep during the lockdown. They were apparently, cooking up stuff. They were, working on their projects, their ideas. So that itself was an eye-opener.
Okay.
And he expressed optimism that come next year, it's going to be a rebound for Nigeria.
Okay.
And apart from that, he did mention that he will be finalizing talks with the FCT minister to transform Abuja to a smart city.
Okay.
All right, and if you're aware that the ministry has been training lots of young startups, young Nigerians on different digital skills, and in fact, they are placing premium on skills rather than certificates.
Okay.
So we'll be seeing it actually benefited Nigeria in more ways than one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. That's
Take for example, technology transfer. Yeah. You see, young startups were exposed to, what should I say? They were exposed to a crisscross of insight sharing on 5G, on blockchain, on future mobility, on plenty of them, AI, that's artificial intelligence. And recall that the ministry recently inaugurated the National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics. So it's an enormous, benefit. It cannot be overemphasized. And like the DJ of NIDA, Kashifo Inoa, said, innovation happens when you explore and exploit.
Sure.
So that ultimately played out there because our young startups were exposed to all other innovations, and so they learned, they shared, they married some ideas and all that. So it's Yes,
we're
it was
hoping
quite
that they will take
beneficial.
advantage of the exposure and all the experiences gathered, you know, to
Yes.
do something positive.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay.
Next year it's going to be a rebound.
Okay.
It's something that the minister is, you know, taking advantage of, and in fact, he did a pretty fantastic job at wooing investors, because that was another opportunity to sell Nigeria. So it benefited Nigeria in that instance, because it allowed him to, you know, put out Nigeria and, you know, tell them from geographical advantage, population, you know, innovative youth in the country. These were the opportunities, you know, he had to sell Nigeria. And let me reiterate that the platform, you know, also, you know, ensures that most ICT businesses thrive.
Okay.
So this, among other benefits.
Okay. You mentioned, you dwelt so much on how COVID-19 affected so many things.
Yes.
Tell us, did you feel safe, you know, while there? How was the safety measures?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That, I believe, was the worry of participants prior to the event, including myself.
Sure.
But after a careful, I took out time to read their safety measures plans, and after just opposing them with what I met on ground on arrival, I can confidently, without a doubt, say that measures were put in place to ensure, you know, people are safe, from compulsory wearing of face masks,
and
you
all
know,
that.
hand sanitizers at designated points, contactless temperature checks, and plenty more.
All right, Joseph, quickly, any projections, you know, for the next exhibition?
Yes, indeed. Like I said, despite the fact that coronavirus didn't allow startups to pitch, but the minister is looking forward to having a rebound next year. There are lots of activities taking place already in the country, and of course, you know that the focus is to have a digital Nigeria come 2030. And you know, the ICT sector has contributed immensely to the GDP. In fact, the NBS in the second quarter of 2020 report indicated that the ICT sector contributed above 17%, you know, to the nation's GDP. So the minister is looking at taking it up a notch higher. You know, so the 2021, there are so many, like the AI, artificial intelligence national center. We are going to be seeing lots of our youth being trained on all of these areas,
and
then of course, yes, we're looking forward to having good stuff.
Thank you so much, Joseph, for sharing your experience and your thoughts with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tassie.
All right, our correspondent Joseph Johnson there, and his experiences and all that on the GITEX 2020. And that concludes our package this week on the program. It's always a pleasure having your attention. We'll be here next week with another thought-provoking episode. I am Tessie Omiri. Bye for now.